Welcome, everybody. Time now to have a look at our Vaal race meeting on Tuesday. We are doing this the day before, just so that you're aware. So please make a note of latest scratchings and get up to date with your data and all that sort of stuff. I can tell you that if you want to join us on social media, you're more than welcome to do so. We've got our handle at Weighted to Win on Twitter. We also can be watched on 4racing.tv. Channel 240 naturally is another platform that we're on DSTV. And we've got a WhatsApp number that you can engage with us as well. All right, the 8 races. Darren Burrows is back with us with Darryl Maree for the second race preview. We'll start with the first. It's run, of course, over the 1,800 meters. And when we did the show, there was a horse in the red called San Quintin from the Ash Fortune stable, and Sam Macias riding that. 17-20 does look quite hard to beat with Flag Bearer the second choice, Darren. Market got it spot on?
Market's got it spot on, Clyde. I thought San Quintin, having his peak run, third run after a rest, I think he's going to enjoy the 1,800 meters. He's a dynasty out of a Jetmaster mare. And I think in this type of field, he should open the meeting in good fashion over Flag Bearer and Rishon's Boy for third, maybe a straight line trifecta.
Okay. We on the Vaal Classic track, hard to beat, Darryl?
Yeah, terribly disappointing sort, Clyde. Expect him to get the job done. He's not going to get a much easier opportunity than this. I think the only danger has to be Flag Bearer. Now, last time out, he did show some improvement with the blinkers. He moved up well. I think dropping a furlong will be in his favour, Clyde, and he is the favourite's biggest danger. Okay. The stable's hot, Clyde.
Very hot at the moment. They're in deadly form. Let's get our bipots on then. Here's a look at what the guys are suggesting. Well, Darryl's bipot, you're bankering the favourite, Darryl.
Yes, that's the natural banker, Clyde. I'll be shocked if he misses the top two.
Yeah, and I see the third leg, you're bankering Boisterous as well in your bipots, huh?
Yeah, he made a pleasing debut. I think he does have the come-out look about him.
All right, well, that's still perm on screen, guys. If you're not going to write it down, then just hold your camera up to that code. It'll take you straight to the URL website and you can punch in and change and do whatever you need to do. It's just a convenient way of betting today. That full perm, if you take it 10 times, costs 240 Rand. We're on to race number 2 now, and this event is a maiden juvenile plate filly, so they're just a few weeks away now from being 3, obviously. It's over 1,000 meters up the straight, and let me have a look at the market the day before. Just a reminder that Time to Flower from the Brett Crawford stable is currently at 2-1, was 22-10, so there was early support for it. Tayuba is the second choice at 2-1, and Silver Winter is at 22-10, the joint third favourite. There's one more in single numbers called Above the World, number 2, who's at 6-1. It's 14s and better the others. A Time to Flower or Tayuba, or is there something else, Darren?
Tough to choose between the two, but the one with the stronger form lines, I would say, is A Time to Flower. Has her first run in the province. She ran second, a close-up second behind Bonica, who's a decent sort. Second behind Who Do You Love, who's a decent sort. Last time out, a little bit disappointing. But if not in need of a first run on the high fault, definitely the horse to beat over Tayuba. Having a first run over the minimum trip can show good improvement. The best of the rest, Silver Winter.
It's interesting you mentioned first run on the half field, so you go back to the Cape Town form. You're quite strong on the quality of the form. I see Camille Claudel come out of there and Butterfly Beauty. There are a few winners from the last start from the Crawford stable. So that, I suppose, is encouraging. But I guess the Mitre Cox horse has got a big chance. You've got to respect it.
Clyde, I looked at her pedigree now. She's by Vaal out of a dam that was very, very quick. So I think the drop-in trip may prove fruitful. I think she is the one to beat. Silver Winter now, she's had 2 fair efforts to date. No winners from the last form line, Clyde, but numerous places, including Inventrix, who ran third on that occasion. She came out and ran second to Mrs. Browning. She'll be thereabouts once again. Maybe what's key over here is the 5 furlongs for Tayuba. Just watch her move down to the start, Clyde. I thought she moved a bit scratchy last time out. That's perhaps just her, but I think she is the one to beat.
Okay. Well, Tayuba, of course, was runner-up last time out to, when they're having a look to Gobsmacked, who was odds on to win that day. So there was no surprise in that result, basically, but certainly does have the oncoming look. Watch, as you heard Darryl say, watch Tayuba go to the gate. Okay, What are we doing? Place accumulators, guys. This is the plan. We're going first leg 1 and 8. So both are going into the play here from the boys. Second leg of the PA, we are bankering Boisterous number 1 by 1 and 4, by 4 and 7, by 1, 3, 6, by 3, 4, 5, and 8. That's race number 7. And race 8 in our PA, we're going both 1 and 2. Okay, guys, race number 3 on the card, and Boisterous, top of the boards, 8 to 10 when we did the show Monday. The second choice, number 8 on the card, Trey Amici at 4 to 1, 5 to 1 about the 4 Lebanese Pound, and then 12 to 1 in bed to the others. Let's get to Darren. I know that in exotics, Boisterous has been all the rage, Darren, so far when we've been studying and talking, etc. You haven't changed your mind, or have you?
We've got a banker this horse, Boisterous, in the pick 6 first leg. Very good third behind Mercantor. Now, we all know how decent Mercantor is on his day. And he showed a lot of pace over the 1,200 meters and just faded late. There was market support from 25s into 12s that day. He drops back to the 1,000 meters, which I don't think is an issue. And 8 to 10, it looks a fair price. So Boisterous to open the pick 6.
Interesting. Hard to beat from Darren's side. Hard to beat from your side, or is there respect for anything else, Darryl?
Very hard to beat from our side, Clyde. He flew out the pens on that occasion. Auto have learned plenty. So I don't think the drop in triple is a problem. He's up the straight now. I make him very, very hard to beat. Lebanese Pound, he's been rested and gelded. Hasn't shown much to date yet, Clyde.
You think the gelding will make a difference? They do normally to the Lebs. They get gelded, they change their performance, they focus. So you think this will make a difference?
Well, if that's the case, yeah, then yes, yes.
Okay.
Clyde, he can only improve because he's been moderate. And then Trey Amici, that form line hasn't worked out. Clean living. 7 runners, 6 of them have run unplaced in their next start. He debuted at 16 to 1. There wasn't any market support. So Boisterous all in over here, Clyde.
Okay, Boisterous all in over here. That's the latest. And if that's the case, well, this is our plan. We're taking our pick 6 like this. We're going bank of the 1 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, by 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, then 1, 2, 3, 6, then 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8. And in leg 6, which, as you know, runs in race number 8, we're going 1, 2, 5, and 7. It's a 2,000 Rand perm. Jackpot, are you ready to get your jackpot on? Well, it's a handicap 80 level, and this particular jackpot is run over a distance of 1,000 meters. Let me tell you from a market when we did it on Monday, this is what World Sports Betting were telling us, that Droch here had shortened from 22 to 10 to 2 to 1. So there was early money. Gavin Arena riding for the Paul Peters stable. 5 to 1's the second choice, Midnight Badger, number 9 on the card. And number 1, Irfan's Boy, is 6 to 1. And then I see the rest are all drifting, are they? Yeah, they're all drifting in terms of the rest of them. Let's have a look. Well, let me go to Darren. What's the plan, Darren?
Well, touching on a form line, Irfan's Boy and Dragier. Now, if you go back to the 9th of April, Irfan's Boy ran 5 lengths behind Dragier. There's a 7-kilo swing in the weights. So I wouldn't separate horses like Irfan's Boy and Dragier on form. And then Admiralty Arch, the Boert's horse, I think he could improve down in trip. And the best of the rest, a horse like Samuel Salt and Who's the Star.
Interesting. You talk about Samuel Salt now. I see there is actually money for one horse in the race. Yeah, well, in addition to Drochia, Darryl, Samuel Salt, they've taken the 10s as now 7s. This was, of course, yesterday or Monday. It depends when you're watching it. What do you like?
I don't know who's going to be taking 2 to 1 Drochia, Clyde. I think.
Well, they took the 22 to 10.
Oh, who? I'd love to know. I'd love to know. They've taken the wrong price. He's gonna drift, in my opinion. I think he'll start closer to 7 to 2. I could be wrong, Clyde. You know, I've been wrong in the past, and we've seen videos being circulated about my errors. But yes, I believe he'll drift. Clyde, Samuel Salt, I was very impressed last time out. He showed a lot of pace, and he quickened in the latter stages. That was over the 5 furlongs with a set of blinkers. The same applies over here. I think he is the one to beat. Health respect for the stable companion. That's number 8. He meets him, I think, on 2 kilogram better weight terms for a length beating. He'll go close to winning this time round. Who's that star? But I like the look of Samuel Salt, Clyde. I think he's I think he's now found a bit of confidence and he could score back-to-back.
Okay, well, it's interesting because maybe it's going to shorten even further now that you've heard that. Let's put our race 4 jackpot up. Let's see. The jackpot is 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. We've got those covered. Into the play they go by 1, 3, 4, 5, 7. By 1, 2, 3, 6, and the last leg of the jackpot there. This is jackpot 1, remember? So 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, last leg, and we're spending 500 Rand. You can spend 50 Rand for 10%. Race 5 has got Spin Doctor as favourite at 22 to 10 when we last looked. At number 3, Elusive Swan's the second choice at 7 to 2, Drifting. And 5th of July was holding its own when we were doing the show at 7 to 2 as the third choice. If you're on Twitter, please join us. @Waited to Win is our social media handle. Otherwise, we've got a WhatsApp number. You can engage with us there, send your name, and you get our selections there too in terms of following the show and all the links that we have for you. And naturally on 4racing.tv as well. Darren, let's chat about second leg of the jackpot. Spin Doctor, a worthy favourite, or do you think it's going to drift?
I believe he's a worthy favourite, Clyde. I'm very keen to watch this horse try the 2,000 metres for the first time. He's out of a Galileo mare by Duke of Marmalade. If he enjoys the step up in trip, which I believe he will, he could be well ahead of the handicapper. Last time out, I thought a bit disappointing. He did get beat 2 lengths by Elusive Swan. He is 2.5 kilos better off with Elusive Swan on this occasion and could improve up in trip. So I'm pretty confident Spin Doctor will give us a big run for our money.
Darryl, you the same? You got the same sort of confidence?
Yes, Claude. Last time out, I think you can just put a line through that run. I was worried from the jump. He came out. He was over-racing in the early stages. He had no cover. I think he's much better than that, and he's going to set the record straight with Elusive Swan this time round. I also agree that he's going to reverse that form.
So is there value at that price or not?
I don't think there's too much value. I think the value lies with Banner Bridge, and a lot of people are going to be laughing at me, but I'm going back to the well this time around, Clyde. You know, he's 3 pounds lower. He met a lot of interference last time out. He has won over the 10 furlongs in the past. I think he's very competitive of his current rating. Clyde, I think he's Spin Doctor's biggest danger. But Spin Doctor, we haven't seen the best of him yet, Clyde. I think he's gonna bounce back to winning ways.
He's a very nice sort, is Spin Doctor. But Banner Bridge is Darryl's right. They closed Banner Bridge at the rail, couldn't get through at all. Very unlucky. We did. Darryl made it a good thing last time, and it was lucky, to be honest, not to win. Well, at least some Kabizi's come to run a place after that. Let's go to the form now. Well, to our exotic, we're taking Jackpot 2, and we're going 1, 3, 4, 5, 7. So whilst we know the guys are of the opinion that Spin Doctor and Banner Bridge are the right 2 horses in the race, the consensus is to perhaps play it safe with jackpots. It's always good to have a cover play on your side. Second leg, 1, 2, 3, 6. Third leg, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. And the last leg, 1, 2, 5, 7. On to our next event on the card. It's a plated race, and sometimes they're good to see because it helps at the weights. And in terms of this plated race, it's over the mile. So we're on the classic, which means they go around the turn here, this particular event. Let me tell you from a market perspective that whilst it's a plated race, there's some horses that are easy to back, like Ocean Warrior, Fast Love, Sir Michael, and a horse like Barney's Pride. The market can't make its mind up as to, Darren, as to who should be favourite. Who do you think should be favourite?
Well, I thought Ocean Warrior. Now, I'm hoping that he's ridden confidently and goes to the head of affairs because he runs his best races when racing handy. So it all depends if they go forward with Ocean Warrior, and he'll be hard to peg back. Sir Michael, good local debut. I think he's open to further improvement, and being a graduation plate, he is overdue his next victory. And then Fast Love stepping up in trip can't be ignored, as well as Barney's Pride.
I guess Fast Love's got to have a chance. I thought Ocean Warrior the right horse in the race, Darryl. You?
Yes, Ocean Warrior, definitely, Clyde. He's been coming out slow, a tad slow in his recent starts, and then over-racing behind them. I think what's in his favour over here is he's drawn out wide, Clyde. So even if he's half a length slow into stride, Muzi doesn't have to tuck him in. he can just work up slowly towards the outside of the runners and hopefully get put into a positive position, because like Darren, I do believe he's better when he's most effective when he's up front controlling the pace. So I'd make him the horse to beat. Fast Love now been upped in trip. I think he's got stamina doubt, so I don't believe they're going to go to the front with him. In saying that, last time out he was very gutsy. He wasn't laying down at the finish, and that was an excellent effort on his behalf. I'll make it a race between the two of them. I'm leaning towards Ocean Warrior. That stable's in deadly form on the Highveld Tabia, Clyde.
Okay, certainly are. All right, let's get to what we're going to do. Race 6. The plan from Darryl and Darren is to do the following, and we thought the quartet probably the safest way to play it. 1, 2, 3, 6. That's our recommendation. You can take it once or 5 times as we propose, and if you do, it's 120 Rand. Back with us, race number 7 on the card. Monday we were doing the show and the information came through Savannah Storm not running, number 2 on the card, which has adjusted the market. The new betting at the time of recording is that Back to Black is at 19-10, 5 Leopold second choice at 7-2, number 3 Wafif at 15-4, and so is number 8 Duke of Sussex 15-4. Darren Burrows with me from Cape Town. All right, Darren, it's our last double of the day, race 7. What do you propose we do here?
Well, I thought Leopold is a big runner. A bit disappointing last time out behind Back to Black, but he is 3 kilos better off at the weights. Just watch him go down to post. He can move a bit scratchy at times. If he's striding out nicely, looking well, I think Leopold will match horses like Back to Black. And then Duke of Sussex. He jumps in class, obviously into 94 handicap, but very good last win after a short break, and with only 54.5 kilos, can get into the action and include Wafif of the rest.
Interesting race. Duke of Sussex or Based Away come out of there. And I guess Wafif would have a chance in a race like this, Darryl.
Yes, Clyde, I think he's better than his last starts. He didn't get handy on that occasion. And with the weight turnaround, I think there's a possibility of him reversing that form. But back to Black scored a comfortable victory after returning from a layoff. Obviously going to strip fitter, so could build on that effort and score once again. And then Leopold, like Darren touched on, he hasn't been moving the best in the past, but if he goes down to the start well and he's feeling good, he could certainly bounce back to his best. A race between 3, 4, and 5, in my opinion.
Yeah, all right. So nothing is. I can't give you enough confidence, unfortunately. There are a few in here that have got chances, and naturally that is expected to be the case in a race like this. Let's have a look at what we propose that you guys do with bets. We're going a trifecta: 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8. Now remember, the 2's being scratched, as you know, so make a note of that. You can amend that bet once you scan the code if you wish at any given time whilst you go in, and there's an adjustment to that cost naturally as well. So they go around the mile turn on the classic track here. This is the last of the 8-race program. It's a maiden plate. Well, it's a maiden, but it's a handicap. So make a note of your weights here. And I'll tell you what that means, what the fixed odds guys are saying. That Global Approach is the 14-10 favourite. Second choice is the other Crawford runner, Chasing Mavericks at 17-10. And Darren 10's bar 2. So is it for the Brett Crawford stable to take, or is there another stable you respect?
Well, I do respect 1 or 2 other horses. I thought Global Approach the horse to beat. On that triple decker form line, we finished a neck in front of Chasing Mavericks. He is now 2.5 kilos better off. So I think that Global Approach just has Chasing Mavericks as measure. But being a handicap, I favour horses like Prime Example. Now, he's run off the likes of Climate Control, Shoemaker, Union Square, Argo Alley. With only 55 kilos, he can get into the action. And then one more to consider is Ships at Sea. On his very best form with only 53 kilos, he could be the surprise horse.
Well, it's interesting because that form's very good. Mojive and Meredith come to win from there, haven't they?
Yeah, Clyde, for me, it's Brett Crawford will dominate the finish of the year. I'll make it a match in 2. Obviously, Darren's pointed out the form line, which favours number 2, Global Approach. But, you know, Chasing Mavericks is deserving of a maiden victory. If he's going to get it right today is going to have to do it the hard way by giving weight all round. So for me, it's a race between 1 and 2.
Okay. 1 and 2, it's the Crawford race according to DARRYL, but respect Darren has for a few others. Let's put our play up. I think it's a trifecta we're going at the back, and yes, we are. We're going 1 to the 5 prime example, and then that 7 or ships at sea that Darren likes in double figures. That's the latest from Weighted to Win. It's our final event on the card. Play it well, everyone.